Hello. Hey, Shaz. Good morning. Can you believe it? I'm up bright and early. Hey, it's just you and me, which is fine. It's Taco Tuesday, except we're not having tacos today. No. I'm good. How are you? I hope everything's going good for you. I went on a binge yesterday of watching the Squid Games. I watched the whole series. Yeah, for now. As long as I stay away from the drama, I'll be in a good mood. Oh no. We decided that yesterday because my husband went to Sam's Club and got their stuffed turkey breast things that you just stick in the oven. So he wants that and mashed potatoes, and some kind of vegetable. So it's stuffed with stuffing. So that's probably going to be what we have for Thanksgiving dinner. I can't see making a whole turkey for just two people. Like it would be a waste. We would never eat it. We actually like the side dishes more than we like the actual turkey dinner. Hey, Ranch Gaming. You're blocked? Let me check. Your fish adventures? Let me see. I'll check if you're blocked. Fish adventures. I don't see that. Oh, you are blocked. Why? What did you do? Did you do something to me? Were you rude? There. You're unblocked. No, I'll probably regret it, but there. Oh, well, how come you got blocked? Hey, Joy. Good morning. Good morning. So if you all have not watched the Squid Games, watch it. Even my husband is going to watch it, which for him to watch anything but House and NCIS is something. Because that's all he ever watches. How are you, Joy? How's everything going? It's almost Halloween, people. Huh. Well, I don't know why you got blocked. Maybe you said something that was rude and one of my moderators blocked you. I don't know. Hi, Kanile. Not so beautiful today. That's why. Thus the camera being off. Hello, Fish on Adventures. You have announced yourself. Yes, you're here. I hope I don't regret it. Oh my gosh, Shaz, you have to watch it. The beginning, you have to get past the first 30 minutes. Once you get past the first 30 minutes, you're hooked. And like, I wasn't going to watch it if I had to read, what do you call it? If I had to read subtitles, but it's completely dubbed into English. So I completely was sold on it. Okay, I will. I will, Joy. No problemo. I have to go after I go live, though. I have to run to the store and get a few things. So I'll call you after that. Hey, Miller. All's good. All's good. Except I look like crap today. I'll turn my camera on just for a second. See? I got out of bed this morning, like just literally am out of bed. That's it. That's all you're getting. For those ones that screenshot every time someone looks like crap in here on here. You've been running for 2 weeks. Yeah. Well, our granddaughter's birthday was last week, so we have to at some point bring her gifts. Her gifts are here, so. Oh, okay. I don't know why you were blocked. I really don't. I don't know why you were blocked. I'm sorry. Like, I apologize. Hey, Jackpot. How are you guys? Yeah, so if you have not watched the Squid Games, please make it a point to watch it. You will absolutely not be disappointed. And it's not the type of thing I usually like, but it was more the story that I got into. My granddaughter was Sunday 8 hours at Strike and Spare with kids and 2 months to 10 years. Oh, wow. One taco for you. I'm actually not having taco. I didn't know what to name. You have to name your streams every day. So like I like run out of ideas of what to name my streams, because I never know what I'm going to be talking about. Hi, Shangy girl. Nice to see you. It doesn't. But once you start watching it, because when I saw like the picture, the advertisement, like with the picture, I thought it was like, this is a kid's show. Like, that's what it looked like to me. But I pushed through and I watched all 9 episodes and it was good. But some people, it won't be for everybody. I'll tell you that. It won't be for everybody. I didn't ever watch Game of Thrones either. Never watched it. Not even one episode. And everybody told me to watch that. Turnip Tuesday, 2-finger Tuesday. I got to get a name for every day of the week. I mean, Wednesday would be hump day. Thursday is my garbage day. So that's garbage day. Friday's TGIF. I remember the craziness over Lost was the first series great, when then it got me and I stopped watching too drawn out. Yeah. Hey, Ms. OMG. Nice to see you. I just never, I'm not into, hey, Remy. Hey, Ginger Locks. Ginger Locks. I'm going to yell at you. She's the one that told me to watch it. I had heard of it, actually had heard of it because everybody's talking about Squid Games, Squid Games. Well, I watched all 9 episodes yesterday, Missy. All 9. You can come up. I promise I won't kill you. I think a lot of guys that like the shoot 'em up shows would like that. Hey, Brian, Carla Farla. Jeez, Brian. Enough with the Carla Farla. That's been overdone. Like these people don't know when to stop. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, come on, Carla Farla doxer. And yet nobody's ever seen me dox. They just take everybody's word for it. I'm on season 2 of How I Met Your Mother. Oh my God, Brian, you have to watch the Squid Games. Oh, Miss OMG, you're fine. I have no problem with you. I don't even pay attention to that stuff. Really, I actually not in Discord a whole hell of a lot anymore. I'm not. Brian, I want to ask you a question. Now, it seems to be a debate on here. Do you believe that Brian Laundrie is dead? Because I do. I mean, that's my opinion. So I even went on Marissa's last night on her panel, and she doesn't believe he's dead, but I actually do. I know, Brian. I know. I'm never there anymore. I'm doing real life stuff a lot. Squid Games is so psychological. It's deep, but dumbed down. Deep show, in my opinion. It is a deep show. It's more about, to me, it was more about the relationships that I got interested in. I hate the main guy. I hated the guy with the tattoo on his face. That's the guy I hated. That's a guy I couldn't stand. Oh, even the look. I mean, I don't know. He just reminded me so much of bullies, you know? Explain why the cops. You said he would off himself. I always thought he was gonna I thought if the FBI can't find him, like he's not an experienced criminal. Hi, tiny comedian. He's not an experienced criminal, so how could he like dodge the cops for so long? I know. I don't think I could like him in any other show, even if he played a good guy, because he was such a jerk in that show. Did not like him at all. Brian doesn't have the guts to pull the trigger. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how it happened. I'm thinking maybe he got bit by a snake and passed out or, like, I don't know. Or he got eaten by an alligator or I don't know. I don't know. I think it was him though. I mean, how do you fake something like that? He killed the love of his life and the whole world was looking for him. True. This is true. This is true. I really have a hard time understanding his parents. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be talking about this because I know nothing about true crime. Seriously, know nothing about true crime. and I shouldn't even be talking about it. And I don't even know why I brought it up. I just wanted Brian's opinion, actually. Anybody want to come up? Ginger Locks, want to come up? Want to come up? Want to come up? Want to come up? Wild boars, they just can't do. I agree. I have a hard time with the parents. Yeah, I've had a hard time with them from the get-go. There's a theory that they were supposed to meet up near where his body was. This is 100% bad police work. The parents left 2 days ago. Wouldn't be surprised if they ditched. Huh. There's just too many things that don't add up with the story. Ooh, and the plot thickens. I have an opinion. I think he's dead. I mean, that's my opinion. You know, I have had that opinion from the start. I thought he couldn't be alive. My opinion was he got eaten by alligators, but you know. Oh, didn't I put it in there? Oh, sorry. Sorry. Shit, I'm hearing footsteps again. Damn it. Sometimes a story is just a story. I don't know. I guess the conspiracy is like fun to think about, but I just don't see the police like going along with conspiracy. Yeah, the lawyer was kind of a jerk. Jag off. He said some things and then changed the narrative. Like when I saw one interview, he said Brian was grieving. And in another one, he said he was depressed. Hey, Brian.
Carla Farla.
Fuck you.
I gotta fuck you from Carla. Nicole's even laughing.
Oh my God. That's getting old already.
I've never said it before, so
no. It's funny coming from you. So what's up? What do you think?
Well, I kind of figured that from the get-go, people were asking, you know, where they thought this Brian Laundrie guy was. And I was like, he's off himself. You know, and nobody agreed with me. Even Laura didn't agree with me. Now she says, yeah, that's what I thought. But you got to look at it like this. This is the way I look at it. They lived together for 2 years, and there were no other instances of domestic violence between them. So here they are. They get in this fight, which is not common with those two. They get in this little fight where she admits that she was the aggressor. Mm-hmm. And what he did was he locked himself in the van, and he wouldn't let her in. Because he didn't want to argue with her, which is probably a good thing.
Right?
So they get in this fight, and when they get separated, the cops did the right thing because she was saying, you know, she was coming after him and he was trying to fend her off. So they separate them. And while they're being separated, she's talking to these other people, and he gets made out to look like the aggressor when he wasn't. He wasn't being the aggressor.
You don't think he was?
No.
But there was witnesses that said they saw him slapping her.
Well, just because a witness
aggressive behavior,
right? But just because a witness said, now he said that he was pushing at her. The witness may have thought he was slapping her, but she said he didn't slap her. I'm going on what she said. And then there was the other witness that called and said it looked like she was being aggressive towards him and tried to get in the van, and she climbed over him to get in the van. But they asked him, did you see him hit her? And he said, no, he didn't hit her. So you have one that said he's smacking her. But now if they're looking from a distance, say they're maybe 50, 75 feet away, and she's coming at him and he's putting, you know, he's trying to keep her from hitting him or whatever it is, it might look like he slapped her. But at any rate, they both said their stories were the same. She said she was upset and she was being a little out of control because, you know, she was angry because she wanted it straightened up in there and he wouldn't let her in the van. See, when he locked himself in the van, that shows me that he's trying to avoid a fight, right?
Well, many people in my chat disagree with you.
Well, that's okay. They can disagree. That's all right.
Doesn't mean there wasn't domestic violence. He locked himself in her van, kills her, takes her van and debit card.
Well, let me finish up. So she spends a time away. That they separate them, and she's talking to some other people. While my boyfriend and I got in a fight, and the cops got called. It depends on who she's talking to. Women are generally going to sympathize with the female, you know. So there were some people that said, "Well, you need to get away from him," without knowing the whole situation, right?
Yeah,
so,
self-defense isn't strangulation. That's true. That's
right.
Yeah.
So she decides that tells him that she wants to take a break and evaluate this whole situation, which is a lot of women will do that. A lot of men will do that. If there's a fight where that just became physical and it's like the first time, you need to separate. Tell him I'll call back. You need to separate. You need to separate and think about why it's figure out your relationship so that it doesn't happen again. Well, in that time, people were telling her she needed to leave him. And so maybe when they did get back together, she told him that she wanted to leave him and separate. And he lost. That's when he lost it. That's when he became violent. That's when he choked her. That's when he strangled her. And then after he comes out, he's like, "Oh my God, what did I do?" You know, so he goes home. And I believe he told his parents what he did, but they're not going to tell on him.
And Remy's right, Brian. Domestic violence victims usually cover for the abuser. That's true. That's true. I know. I was in that situation.
Usually they do, but there are some that don't. And like I said, Gabby was a very strong individual. She was very artsy, very smart, very intelligent. If she was afraid of him, she had the perfect opportunity right there to say, "I don't want to be around him."
I don't know.
When them cops, all the cops had him separated, there was, period. I don't want to be around him. And she had a strong family. She had 2 different sets of parents that loved her. She wasn't stuck with that man. Look at her. She was really, really smart, really cute, very independent, very wise. She doesn't seem like somebody that would.
I think that's why there's been so much interest in this case, because they were a cute couple.
Right. And if you look at all their videos together, they were happy.
Okay, I totally agree with you. Hi, Brian. Hi, Carla.
Hi, Ginger Locks.
Brian, I'm sorry. I love you dearly, but I don't agree with you at all. And here's the reason why. There's just things still that just don't add up. A lot of things are just not. 1 and 1 does not make 3, and that's what I'm getting from this story. All the parents needed to do, if they were aware that their son was going to go off himself, and they're watching the news and they're realizing, "Oh crap, my son killed this girl," obviously, he came back with their van, so they knew. And then what did they do? They went camping. How fucking weird is that? That is beyond strange.
It is very weird.
Who does that?
It's very weird, but it's very weird. But if you put yourself in that position, maybe they just wanted to discuss, what are we going to do now? What are we going to do now?
Okay, all right. Our son just committed murder. Let's go on a camping trip and figure out what we're going to do. I don't agree with that. That sounds crazy to me.
It would sound crazy to you because you've never been in that position, and neither have I really. Because my son wanted to stay with us, and I said, "No, you ain't staying here. You need to get out of here." But I think that they just wanted to discuss what they were going to do about it.
All right, now, Brian, I'm going to explain something to you when it comes to now. I agree with you. Like, there's not much the police could have done more in Utah that they did, because, as you said, she was admitting she was the aggressor, but she was the one who was also in hysterical tears. He was completely calm, cool, collected, and was joking with the police as she is bawling. Now, we never see that tape that happened between her and the female cop. For whatever reason, they decided not to release that. That's okay. But the weird thing to me, and I guess I kind of understand it because I thought about it a little bit more, was that why would they put him in a hotel and leave her in a van by herself? but the van was hers. So that's the only reason why I'm thinking maybe they put him in the hotel and gave her the van because
Right.
the van was in her name.
That is.
Okay. So that makes sense to me. That does make sense. But she was terrified about it. I mean, they could have put each of them in a hotel room or whatever, but that's not what happened.
No.
And she was scared. She was totally scared. She did not want to do that. And anywho, during the trip, he comes home to clean out a storage unit. Just to clean out a storage unit. That doesn't make sense to me.
Kelly says, sorry, need to say, if you have never been in a domestic violence relationship, it's not always so simple as to just walk away.
Oh, I understand
Right.
that.
I'm shaming.
So he comes home to clean out the storage unit, Ginger Rock.
Right. He comes home to clean out the storage unit while they're on their trip. So he flies home, cleans out a storage unit, and flies back. Then they go to a restaurant, which I forget, Buckeyes or something like that, where he started going off
Moonflower
on the hostess, the waitress, and
Yeah.
everybody else, right? And that was the 27th of August. And later that day, that is where the other couple who found this van, the people on YouTube who found the van, that was the same day.
Right.
Things
Remy.
like,
Now, when
hi, Remy.
if you're in a restaurant or something and you see a couple arguing,
Hey, Gemma.
the man is generally louder than the female. If you're a female, you're
She was crying. He was yelling, but he was yelling at the waitresses and hostess.
He was embarrassing the shit out of her, probably.
yeah. I think she was
Probably.
trying to say, hey, maybe we need to take a look at this. But they're going to look at him.
Take a
You know,
look at
whenever
what?
there's a domestic violence call, normally the police start looking at the man right away. The
That's
man-
not exactly true because where I live, they normally take both of you.
yeah, they'll take both of you. And
Whoever's
allow it.
got the marks on you. That's what the cops
Or whoever gets to the phone first and calls.
bruises. Yeah. That's what
Or,
happened.
Or you can fake bruises. There has been celebrities who have gotten into
Yep.
or quoted they've been in domestic disputes, and
You
it
can
was
absolutely
completely
do that.
phony.
What was
I
she
think
going
she
to
was
do,
trying to
Brian?
leave
Hurt
it.
her with her fingernail? Hurt him with his fingernail? Man.
I
And
think he was
like,
trying
and
to
you
leave-
said they separated for that night, right?
Yep.
There's no proof that they did. Because a lot of the times, and I can only speak from experience, there are many times that I got arrested, my ex-boyfriend got arrested, like for years. He abused me. And guess what? They would say, I had a restraining, like they put a court mandated restraining order. I was back home that night, totally violated it.
Well, the thing
So
of it
you
is,
don't have the proof that
The thing
they
of it
even
is-
separated.
the police officer said that he was going to drive her to the hotel.
She didn't go to the hotel. He did.
She had marks on her too, but
I thought she went to the hotel.
She had a cut on her face.
No.
She said it burned.
He went in that the cop cam. He said, I can like something about the homeless men's hotel, something like that. And you can let her stay in the van. Let her. It's hers. They never even checked the registration.
Well,
Come
if
on.
if they're traveling together, I thought I could have. I have to go back and
No.
look at that because I thought he drove.
Nope.
Well, at any rate,
he was driving.
no.
He
I
was
thought
driving
the
the
cop
van.
drove
Correct.
one of them to the hotel.
But the cops drove him to the
That's
hotel,
that is
motel,
correct.
whatever it is,
Mhm.
That is
for
correct.
the free night. And that was supposed to be they're separated. He could have used the phone in the room, called her up. Hey, I'm here. Let's talk.
Yeah, and
There
he
you
probably did.
And that means they did not separate.
Hey, Texas girl.
Well, the charge, based on the story and the evidence that the police had, the charge of domestic violence was put on Gabby, and she had a court date that was set up for a couple weeks from then, and then they were supposed to stay away from each other for the night. He was supposed to go back down to the sheriff's department and waive.
Well, I
that-
guess she didn't make it to that court date, did she?
Right. What I'm saying is, the police saw fit to charge her and not him.
Because he was sitting there whining, acting all buddy, and oh my
Correct.
God, look, she
He
scratched
was.
me.
That was so sickening. Oh my
And
god.
not only that,
Look
like
at
it
my
was,
little scratches. Oh, give me a break. What was she going to do?
I agree,
Scratch
Remy.
him to
I
death?
totally agree. I agree.
And
Well,
then
he didn't want to press
But I
charges.
still
on her.
think he's dead. I mean, I still think.
I don't know.
Exactly. I don't know either. It could go
I mean,
either
come
way.
on.
I don't. Well, no,
I mean,
because
this
I
would
mean,
have to be-
Carla, there's
This would
It's-
have to be the police and everybody conspiring to just say that guy.
Carla, they let this guy go, and they know that they fucked up really badly. They
They
don't want the
mistook
world
his
to think
mother
they
for
fucked-
him.
I don't know.
they
Well,
They
fucked
from
up.
literally
the interaction
came
they
out
had-
and said it.
From the interaction they had in Moab, nobody could tell that later on he would kill her. Not from just that little interaction.
I truly think there's another picture that went around of her, like kind of leaning back on her hands. It had to be at a beach or somewhere, and maybe it's shadows, maybe it's not, but it looked like she had a bruise on her arm and a bruise on her back. Brian, you just don't start off strangling someone. That's not your first act of abuse. Most
Well,
likely
and
not.
I also noticed that when she was talking to the police, she kept on grabbing at her chest. She said that he was, pushing her at her face.
Yeah,
Kept
he
grabbing at
grabbed her
face.
around the chin.
Yeah.
And think about it. When they did stop, he wound up hitting that one barrier when he did stop. But you know that he was probably going, "You better not. You better not. I swear, I'll
Yep.
leave you here. I'll leave you here. I'll leave you here if you say
You better
anything."
not. I
That's why
better not
she's
get in
crying.
trouble.
Well, he hit the curb because she said she grabbed the steering wheel while he was driving.
Okay, and what did he probably do? He probably either threatened her, like Ginger said. Again, very common in abuse situations. If I get in trouble, if they pull me over, see, look what you did. Not shit, I hit the curb.
And the 911 call was the guy is slapping the girl.
There's two
That's
of-
the
there's two
911
different-
call.
there-
There's two witnesses.
there's
They
two
only
different
spoke to
witnesses.
one.
One
Mara
said-
says Dental already confirmed, even though they messed everything up, it's the FBI who said he is dead.
Can I also say something real quick? When they
Give me the
went in
DNA
there,
then.
they went and they grabbed everything with their fucking hands and they contaminated evidence. You
Mhm.
cannot grab that with your bare freaking hands, or now the evidence is contaminated.
Then
But
they
not,
said-
you can't fake dental records, though.
You
But
can.
you can lie. You
Yeah.
can lie.
Then
Yeah, but
they
what motive?
because they
Why
messed
not?
up.
So they don't look so the FBI doesn't look stupid. So the Northport police don't look stupid. So it looks like, yes, we caught this guy, but really, oh shit, we can't find him. We spent millions and millions of dollars in this reserve. What are we going to do? And
Well,
literally,
And-
if you've watched this lawyer, he has kind of
Oh.
screwed this family up so badly
Oh.
that is probably why they are leaving their house right now.
So the lawyer admitted, he said, and I watched both clips,
Yep.
and actually I watched the whole interviews. He said on September 14th, he said 2 people have lost their lives. Gabby wasn't even found yet.
Mm-mm.
And they retained him on September 11th. Interesting. When Gabby's parents called them looking for her, they said, "Call my lawyer."
They also said that
It's
they
just
found.
sketchy.
They also said they found
Super.
a
Oh,
portion of.
everything's sketchy about this.
They said they found a portion of a skull.
Yeah, and it just so happens to
Happens
have
be
teeth
his
in it.
All his teeth.
All they need is one, really.
Yeah, they just.
You cannot make a conclusive on one tooth. And besides, you can get DNA from a tooth if you can extract the DNA from the pulp of the tooth.
Right, the pulp of it. Yep.
The
And you can
question I
also
have,
get
if they-
DNA
if
from
they
extracting
found-
it from the bones.
They found the dry bag. They found him, and he was skeletal. So if that's the case, and he
That's
got
cutting
away-
it really close.
Didn't he leave a suicide note in his handwriting?
I'm
No.
not sure.
It
how-
wasn't a
how-
suicide note. It was the last note to his parents. He never said anything about killing
That
them.
has not been confirmed.
Yeah, I was going to say it hasn't been confirmed that that's
Just
real
like
or
that
not.
Facebook post. And in that Facebook post by some girl, Brittany, who supposedly worked with the mother, said they were trying to protect him.
And then
So-
you had his ex-girlfriend, which is also named Gabrielle, who came out and she left him. She left kind of like a tribute to him. Yeah, you can see this on Evil Exists channel.
Maybe they had a good relationship and just decided to end it.
She left him, and her name was Gabrielle as well. She was absolutely gorgeous too, but she left some kind of tribute to him as well. But
To
there's
Brian.
Abusers can hide very well.
Holy cow.
I
What channel
can't-
is that?
I can't speak for myself. I can speak from people who I know, what I've witnessed, what I've seen, and how they treat others, and how they do kind of manipulate you into, if you don't have me, no one else is going to want you, and they make them believe that, and you do. Why?
I was
don't
told
know.
all of that. Your family doesn't want you. Your friends don't want you. You have nobody but me. They mind fuck you. Sorry.
Yep. Nope.
I think
totally
I
agree.
think when she finally put her foot down and said that she wanted to leave him, that's when he strangled her. And then he didn't realize, it was a heat of the passion thing. I don't think fighting was something that they were.
Brian, it takes 4+ minutes to strangle somebody to death.
Right.
That's not heat of passion.
Losing
No,
your
come
temper
on.
can last more than 4 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't believe that. That's
There's
just my
a
opinion.
lot,
though.
as I said, there's just a lot of things that just don't add it up. I'm not saying that it's not real, and I'm not saying that it is. I'm just saying I don't really know, because guess what? The Northport police has sucked this whole time and did not do the right thing from the very beginning. And the guy who talks for the Northport police, I find him to be a complete, total douchebag. Sorry. And then
he said the police mistook the mother driving the Mustang for Brian. How
Oh,
the
God.
heck did you get
I mean,
that?
all right, someone needs to, he needs to be removed from that job, and someone else needs to take it, because he is not a good.
Does that car got tinted windows? Because I know it's registered to Brian.
It's not registered to Brian. It's registered to Roberta. And it does not have tinted windows. It has the black dropped up.
And here's one more question that I have that confuses me. A lot of people, he ran out of the house and he ran to the reservoir and we couldn't stop him. Okay, but wait, if he ran to the reservoir, how is his car there?
Parents, friend.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
I have no idea.
Why was the car in the reservoir? But you're telling us he left the house, and because he was so disappointed, not that he got in his car and drove to the reservoir.
Yeah,
but he left and he went on foot.
I think he followed the waterways. The canal.
You have people that said they picked him up hitchhiking too.
And it's not, and this is something, I don't know this all to be true, whatever. They said the same thing I'm saying. Look at the waterways. It wouldn't be that hard to get a canoe in there. Hey, you're rowing by, row, 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 and you throw the bag up on the banks. There you go. His body was not found far from there.
And that's what I'm saying. When they
sorry?
touched everything with their bare hands,
they found the bones in the water bottle and said, "Oh, it's nothing." Then they go back out. Come on.
Yeah, the water bottle inside Gabby's van.
Find that notebook or that water bag right off the bat like that.
And it's dry, but he's in
It
bones.
was a 30-minute search.
Makes
and
no
they could,
sense.
And Brian, remember?
I just don't believe that they faked his
But Carla,
I don't know.
Think they could lie? There's a coroner in their family.
I don't think they're going to lie about a death. No, I don't. That's my opinion. That's my opinion.
If the Northport police,
people do crazy
the
shit,
laundries, and the FBI don't want to look stupid and realize we have no clue where he is, including his family, but they know that he's gone.
I don't believe that.
I haven't seen them shed one freaking tear, not one, nor care.
No.
Well, you have so many people that are on the
probably
FBI.
knew he was going to die to start with.
He was never on the most wanted list.
Right. I'm saying
were
instead of lie and say that, and look bad because they can't find him, they could just put him on the most wanted list like they've done a lot of other people.
Yeah. Why?
But he was never. I think Wyoming put up the warrant for murder.
He was never charged with the murder because they wanted to wait till they had him. They wanted to wait till
there was
they had
no
him
charges. There was a warrant. I think it was issued by Wyoming. And okay, whatever. It's their jurisdiction.
For using her card, for using her for.
Yeah, there's another one though. I could have swore to God it said there was another warrant, but probably wrong. I just don't. That lawyer just keep talking, dude.
Shyster,
talking.
shyster, shyster. Just,
And he also said that they had plenty of group calls, the three of them.
and
And
kept
he said,
using-
no comment. I can't discuss that. And Ashley Banfield nailed him right at the
Didn't
end.
she?
And she goes,
She was
privilege
good.
doesn't extend
She was
into
good.
death. So there's no
She-
consequence
like-
for you.
She was like nailed him to the cross over the weekend. That I and it was so great. And she's like, "Well, I don't have any more time." He's like, "Well, I don't know if I'm going to have time. I'm going
Somebody
to
else
call
wants
you
me."
on Monday, Mr. Bertolini."
Come on.
I'm like,
Yeah,
"Damn,
come on,
Ashley."
I couldn't believe he had the audacity to say, oh, well, somebody else wants me. Dude, what do you think you are? Like, you're nobody special.
No,
the guy is-
you're a real estate lawyer.
And then he says, well, you know, as a defense lawyer,
Yeah.
you tell your client not to talk.
He's not a defense
You're
lawyer.
a real estate attorney.
He's a
You
real estate
handle
attorney.
closings. I have a family member that's a real
But
estate
it
attorney,
is
and
here.
they said they would have no idea where to
The
even begin.
problem is nobody's going to believe it's him, even if they do prove it. I mean, you're never going to believe it because you already
No,
believe
no.
it's not him.
No. That's not true either. And I agree with Remy. No, that's not true. The fact of the matter is the way this was handled, the way it was done, it didn't
just-
make sense, Carla.
No.
It didn't
No,
add
it
up.
didn't. It didn't.
And when
It
all of
doesn't.
a sudden you have millions and millions of dollars, and you had to see these that these guys were on trying to find him. They were like almost like freaking boat splash trucks, and they're going through these deep waters, spending millions and millions of dollars. And so they're going to go, we're going to come out saying there's nothing, and we spent all this money. And then they probably went, well, let's do this. And I guarantee, it just seems to me like there was some kind of deal struck to me. To me, that's
And-
what it
Do you think a deal was struck with the parents saying, "Here, let's get a tooth, like a baby
I don't
tooth,
know.
Yeah, because
and
how
bring
many
it out
burner
there,
phones?
and we'll say it's Brian, and then
How
let
many
him
burner
live
phones were bought?
happily, and then let him live happily ever after."
Then they take a
But-
chance of him showing
He's
up.
a
somewhere.
murderer, and they're
But
going to let
here's
him
another
live,
thing.
let him
All right,
live
But
freely.
do you guys even know how many burner phones were purchased before he disappeared?
Mhm.
3.
Yeah, he's fine.
And what was it last week? They went to the cell phone store, AT&T, right? But they were so early, it was still closed. They go to the FedEx with that box. Everybody made a big deal about, and it comes from a meal delivery service, whatever. And then they go to Verizon. Why are you going to Verizon if you were just at AT&T? You can pay your bill over the phone. You wouldn't be able to pay it at Verizon. You can buy a new phone at the cell phone store unless you're trying to switch carriers. What are you
So
trying to
you're
do?
another one that thinks that he's not dead, Remy.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm not
That's what
saying he is. I'm not saying he's not.
Well, no, I mean, that's the thing is like everybody's coming up with a new conspiracy every day, and it's hard
Well,
to keep up with.
The autopsy was inconclusive. They're not showing their hand, which I understand.
But you
And
can't
then-
fake DNA. That's the thing that I have.
But
I'm struggling with.
You lie about it.
they didn't get from what I understand, they did not extract DNA from the pulp of the tooth. That's why they sent the bones to the anthropologist, because you
not-
can likely get the DNA from the bones.
And it has been proven that there is a coroner in their family in Florida. Just
Yeah,
saying.
but I mean, but
So can
with
can
a jaw,
body be
too?
completely skeletonized in a month?
nope.
I don't think so, no.
Well, it's very here's another thing. 2 things. The water was not waist deep, as they say. There's the NOAA report. It was like maybe, and people that live there back this up, that it has never gotten above their ankles or above like their knee. So how is that possible? That it was up to their waist and they couldn't find these things. Are you kidding me?
And then Chris and Roberta go and find it immediately.
In 30 minutes.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
Chris picks up the bag,
that
no
was
gloves.
sketchy. That was. I mean, I'll give you that. That was sketchy.
And you have one lone reporter following them so you can prove this is what happened. To me, that's even sketchier.
Well, Bertolino said it was one random reporter.
Exactly, but that's what they did. They did that to prove that
But
they
didn't they
found
send
it.
the cops to their house before they went out there?
No,
Had to
Shit.
go there.
No,
No,
they just
they
decided
told
they were going to do
Bertolino.
this on their own. They were going to do
told
this on their
Bertolino they
own.
were going to go out and search. Bertolino notified the cops. They met them there.
So he says.
And the whole time, why didn't they search before? The park was closed. For what?
They said a lot of
2
it was
months?
underwater, and they said they couldn't search.
It
a lot of
was not all underwater.
Well, I'm just telling you what they said.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
not. I absolutely. I'm sure there was water. It's a swamp. But at the same time, it didn't get waist deep. Was it muddy? Probably. But I mean,
But like say all right, say he shot himself and he took his own life. He would have floated at some point. You would have found
yeah, the
him.
gases in the body would have built up.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Unless
would
he
have
got
started
chewed
to
up
float.
by something.
And
Yeah.
even if he did get
Uh-huh.
chewed up, wouldn't there be something still left but just bones? Come on. Nobody
I don't know. They have
I don't-
wild hog in there, or wild boar. There's
Oh,
gators, even though I never
Oh,
saw a
my
gator in any of those videos. I never saw a boar either, or
Well, gator
anything
pigs
but a
are
turkey.
everywhere in Florida. I mean, that's just a known fact.
Yeah, I was just, it was just something I noticed.
Right. Right.
It's absolutely possible that, they had a
I
little
always
snack
thought he was
and
going to get eaten by an alligator. That was my best guess.
it takes.
And that's what I think they want us to think. And I'm just not sure that it's not.
They're
that's
going to let a
necessarily the truth.
murderer go free,
Money can make people do some crazy ass stuff.
but his parents
Yeah.
aren't rich. His parents are.
Yes, they are.
Those homes on that street run at an average of $425,000.
It's more right
And-
around
rich.
it's close
not
to more
rich.
400.
Yeah.
But they also have other properties. They have
They
two
still have
locations
their
for their
houses in New
business.
York. Don't they still have the house in Long Island?
Uh-huh. And I had read I can't remember where, it was very early on, that they had a home in Orlando. They also had another condo in Northport that they sold.
You're all over it, ain't you, Remy?
Good Lord.
Okay, it says in a
Wanna hear
temperate
something?
climate, it usually requires 3 weeks to several years for a body to completely decompose
Decompose.
into a skeleton, depending on factors such as temperature, humidity, presence of insects, and submergence in substrates such as water, as water slows decomposition.
And alligators.
Yeah, alligators,
Just saying.
wild boar.
Well,
I'm
like
just
again,
saying.
wild boars can't swim either. So
I just think, that's something
Yeah,
to think of.
I think the wild boar thing is a little out there, but yeah.
Hey, they can do some serious damage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, they
But
can.
if he's submerged in water, I don't think a wild boar is going in the water to get him
But
out.
he wasn't, there's no way he was submerged. As Ginger said, the gases would have built up first. And
That's what I
then
would think.
whatever would
Because
happen,
body
happened.
will-
there's
A
there's
body
just-
will sink.
There's just still so many unanswered questions, and then you got Bertolino going around
Oh,
making
God,
it
he's such an
way
idiot.
more confusing than it ever was. I mean, it was already confusing. He made it worse.
He said- He's like, oh, I didn't say Brian was grieving, but then again, it was a long day. I had been with Roberta and Chris
He did
and had
say-
been using that word a lot that day.
No,
That guy-
that
he
guy,
said
I
he was
don't know
grieving
about
and then he changed it to depressed.
Yeah.
He's
Totally
horrible.
lying about that because I
But if you're-
noticed that.
If your kid is depressed, right? And supposedly someone heard, I didn't hear it with my own 2 ears, so I don't want to verify it, that they asked Brian, are you on any medication, as they asked Gabby. Gabby says no. Brian said, yeah, but I don't take it because it makes me feel weird. Like I said, I can't verify. I didn't hear it with my own
Okay.
I
ears.
think
I
he
never
did
heard
say
that.
that when he's standing right outside the van. Yeah.
I actually did hear
In the
that.
back of the van, right?
Hey, look at those two. They heard it. All right, so that's a real thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said,
Depending
what
on
it-
what he was, depending on what his medication was needed for.
at that time, I was kind of like half butt watching
I
it.
think they were both.
so.
Weren't they both suffering from some kind of mental illness? I think
She
Gabby.
said she was obsessive compulsive about the cleansing.
Yeah,
of
she's
the
self-diagnosed OCD.
Hey,
How many
Cassie.
people do we know that is self-diagnosed OCD?
Well, you can look at their videos the way they.
Ooh, Cassie has made some good point. If
Hey,
they used
what did she
water
say?
pumps at the other place they searched, why didn't they use them near the car?
Dun, dun,
Uh-huh.
dun. Yep.
And the
Why
park-
didn't they look around where the
Yeah.
car was in the first place?
I don't
Thank
know.
you,
That's another
Cassie.
thing I
Thank
don't
you, thank you. Like just like I said, this whole thing does not make
Well,
sense.
they had dogs too. The smell would have alerted someone. Yeah, Joy.
Something, yeah,
Yeah, they had an
especially
expert.
with the dry bag, like something. But we're gonna pick it
I
up
didn't even think of that.
Yeah, because
What-
they gave their dog like something of Brian's, I think, to
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
And if his notebook, which his hands were on in that bag, which his hands were
Yeah.
on, but then Chris's dad goes, picks it up, hands it to the
Yep.
FBI. FBI hands it
Confuses the
around. I'm
dogs.
like, you guys, are you like? I'm not even in law enforcement, and I know what you just did was wrong.
Yeah. And
Unbelievable.
So now, okay, let's examine the dry bag. With it, say there's a single subject notebook in it. Would it float or would it sink? Because it's a
Well, I
dry
think
bag,
it'd
no
float.
water gets in. So
I think
there's
it would
nothing
sink.
else.
I would think it would float, would it? Wouldn't
I
it?
think it would float
How'd
too.
they miss it?
And why was it so close to each other? If it was floating, it could have
Yep.
floated anywhere.
And
Wouldn't have
like
stayed
I
with the body.
said, this might have to do with the waterways, it might not, but it wouldn't be that hard. Hop in a canoe. Remember that park was closed for 2 months. They can get to the parents, whoever, to get to that park without driving.
And
They don't
then not
have to
only that,
drive.
I heard it's really not hard to grab a ferry and head over to either Bahamas, Puerto Rico, or Cuba.
Yeah, you can get to the Bahamas on the Fort Lauderdale ferry.
Ba-boom.
But Chris
why
also
let
had or has
why-
a
Why
business
let
partner in
them
Mexico.
grow? That just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. It doesn't make sense to me.
I
It does,
personally don't
and-
think he's out of the country, but you never know.
Never
We've
know.
seen stranger.
Well, you would need a passport first of all.
Yeah,
Well, he
it's
wasn't put
strange.
on the no-fly
Not if he
list
was on the
until the
ferry.
20th.
If he decided
True.
that he wanted to go to Puerto Rico, he doesn't have to
He
show
could
anything.
go. Nope. But wouldn't he be on the flight registry?
If he took a ferry, no, because from what I was told that there is a ferry that goes to Puerto Rico.
He could have gotten on
I
a
mean,
cruise
he's
ship.
so recognizable now. I mean, he's
But
everywhere.
Every bald guy
as-
in the world was getting accused of
As
being him.
Marissa said, all it takes is a mask and sunglasses, and nobody
And a
knows
hat.
who you are. He is the every looking guy. Like so many guys have that
plain.
look. It's I don't know how you're going to figure. I mean, I took a good look at his face, right? And there were some people, and I could tell he had like a wide nose. He definitely didn't have a pointy nose. He had a wide nose. So a lot of people were showing out things, and I'm like, no, and I kind of, but like I said, it just doesn't add up. I drove my daughter to
he
school.
probably is dead. Fine,
Yep.
whatever.
He could be absolutely.
But then, they take off to privately grieve. They still aren't back.
They're
So
not back yet?
where did they go? No. As of
Um,
last night, late last night, they were not back.
I think their relationship with their daughter is weird too.
Here's my
Yeah, they
question,
just-
though.
Totally
If you
weird.
if
And
you
she
had
lied.
if you had the police and everything and news wrapped around your house, and you have a house in Orlando and you're not being charged with anything, why aren't you going to Orlando
Mhm.
to
And
be like, I gotta get away from this?
Bertolino also said they had many cops between talks with them, the cops, the FBI regarding charges. And then one of the news people asked him, like, misdemeanor or, like what kind of charges. Obviously, he can't disclose that.
They
But,
can't charge them with anything.
Well, hold on. Then Bertolino says he had not seen them. I don't know if it was in Banfield's interview or another one. He said, no, I haven't seen them.
Yes,
Didn't you go to Orlando?
there was quite a few. I mean, he was so inconsistent with his interviews this weekend. I'm like, dude,
contradicted
what are
himself.
you doing? Constantly.
But that
And-
whole September 14th thing of saying 2 people lost their lives, that's not a mistake.
Mm-mm.
That's a Freudian slip. You slip.
Oops. That's why you
And he
don't get
also
a
said
real
Brian
estate lawyer
is-
to.
Never know.
I mean, who knows?
Their phone.
That's
my
that's
phone.
Look
that's
at-
Nicole's Facebook ring.
Oh,
Look
is
at how
it?
many
Okay.
people are on the wanted list. Never heard from again.
I don't know. I don't know.
Who knows?
Why-
He is
why
some
wasn't
plain
he on
run of the
the
mill.
I mean, everybody in the country and his dog was looking for Brian. Why wasn't he on the most wanted list?
I was
Good point.
For him, but did I watch it every day? Did I watch WFLA and JB every day? Hell
I
yeah, I did. I did.
Yeah, I was in J for Justice. And then there's the guy Doug from Northport. The guy has a channel. He's got like 25,000 subscribers now. And he drives around and he shows like where everything was found. He's the one that caught
I
that
subscribed to
What's
it
fugitive.
his
too.
name? What's his name?
Doug live from Northport.
And then there's
Yes,
Evil
I
Exists.
got him too.
Evil Exists is
Can you
showing a lot of
post a
stuff.
link, Remy?
I can do it. I
I'm
can
not
do it.
allowed.
I got it. I got it right
And
here.
he went into this like shack. What do they call it, Brian? Sugar shack? Something like that.
Yeah.
And so
went-
he goes in. There's a bunch of like nasty clothes, like ugh, just dirty and gross. And I'm looking at the picture. I paused it, and there was this pair of jeans that looked relatively new. Maybe they'd been washed a couple times, but there wasn't like that hiking dirt on them. There was nothing. They weren't ripped, nothing. So he goes, like, there was a little loft accessible by a ladder. He goes up the ladder. It's pitch black up there. And he's filming. And the guy, this fugitive, what was his name? Ethan Waters? Something with an E. And he catches a glimpse of the guy's eyes. And he's, like, laying on his side sleeping. I was like, oh, my God.
Oh my
I
god.
would have freaked out. I'd be like, nope, not going back there, not going back. Nope, can't make me.
The sad thing
And
is we're not going to get the answer. The Petitos aren't going to get the answers they want.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
That's what I said too.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they're going to get justice. I really don't. I don't
No,
think they're gonna get
unfortunately, they're
justice.
not.
Absolutely
But
not.
They're not
But
going to find out what happened.
there
for
is
real.
but there is a blessing in this altogether. There really is, and the blessing is that they don't have to sit through
A
a
trial.
trial and go over this all over again.
But,
I mean, but Chris Watts even had the, guts to at least not put them through a trial. He just took the sentence,
yeah,
and he's horrible.
right.
So I don't know. I just think it's shoddy police work. I mean,
oh, I
cops
think
had
police
run
dropped
up on
the
some
ball.
guy's
They
cabin,
had-
guns drawn.
I think the police dropped the ball
Oh yeah.
several times.
Agreed.
That Evil
Agreed.
Exists is putting out a lot of good stuff.
I just went over there. I
I'm sorry.
stepped up to her.
I was
or
saying
him, or-
Evil Exists is putting out a lot of good stuff. Molly was
I
in.
did, I just posted their
Yeah.
website.
Yeah, I see that. Molly's been quiet, hasn't she? Did she go live last night?
Yeah, I was on her panel.
Really? She went live yes? I didn't even see
Yeah,
her
I
go
went to
live.
bed
did.
early. I'm sick.
I was
On
really
her
tired
panel.
yesterday.
And then I got down real quick because Laura got up. Because, well, I have the same opinion as Laura, and that never happens.
Laura's a character. She keeps Molly on her feet, don't she?
Yeah.
As I said, yes, he could be dead. Do I think the bones that was found there were him? No. But
The bones are way too small.
I don't believe those bones were his.
Well,
But do I believe-
where would
do
they
I
get
believe he's
bones?
around?
Where would they get bones?
Animals.
They dig
They-
them up.
No, they were just laying there.
Just laying there.
And not only
There was
that,
a
when they said that they found skeletal remains, they didn't even say human. They said skeletal
No.
remains.
Well, they said remains at first.
I thought they
And then
said
it
human
switched.
remains.
Hey, Carl, I better jump down. I got a sick child home from school. So
Oh no.
Aw.
Yeah, I've been sick too.
Kylie, or-
I'm afraid to go get that test.
Which
My
one?
work-
Yes.
Are
my
you
work
are,
told me to stay home.
are you having any issues breathing?
No, well, the weather changed and I was congested all weekend. I had a little headache and my throat
Well,
sore.
You should get a test, Brian.
They tell everybody.
Might as well rule it out.
Just
Yeah, just in case. It could be just a
just in
cold,
case.
Brian.
Yeah, doesn't it get progressively worse, Ginger Locks?
It will, and then you'll hit a peak probably within the week or two of it, and then it starts to subside a little bit, and then it takes a while to get over. It really does.
I took some Theraflu yesterday, and I felt pretty good for about 8 or 9 hours. Right now, I just got a sore throat, and
or you could have strep for all you know. You know what I mean?
It could be
anybody that goes in,
Just go to a drive-through and get the test. It takes a day to get it back.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Not even.
Anybody that goes in with any kind of symptoms now, they say, "Oh yeah, it's COVID."
The test.
The test will tell you immediately. Well,
my kid was sent home from school, and we had to get because of another kid, and he had the sniffles. They sent us home, and they're like, "Oh, in order to come back to school, you have to get a COVID test done." I'm like, "Excuse me?" He had the sniffles.
I'm going to find out what's wrong with my daughter
from kindergarten.
I'm gonna jump off. I'm gonna find out what's wrong with
Brian, let us know.
Feel better.
Bye, Brian.
Feel better. Just rule it out for yourself.
Yeah.
It's peace of mind, if anything.
And not only that, it will help because you don't want Nicole and everybody else in the house getting it as well.
They've been vaccinated, except for Kylie. She's too young. I'm gonna get off.
Right. My Alexa is 11. I know they're going to be improving that soon. And when I said to her, when you have to get it, I'll get it with you as well. So she's happy.
I got fully vaccinated, but I had to do it for work.
Take it easy.
Bye, Brian.
Bye, Brian.
Still see that dude. I don't know if he's dead or not.
Exactly. It's not that just like you said, Remy, it's not that I'm saying it is or it isn't, but there's just still so many questions. And like I said, their attorney made everything worse this weekend. That's all. And I mean,
Carla, had you watched the interviews?
I can't stand that attorney. I can't.
Oh, he's such a pompous little brat.
He's an asshole.
Well, I was trying to be nice.
What you think of?
I'm not. Yeah, no, I'm not being nice about it.
Yeah,
he's like an ambulance chaser, is what he reminds me of.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
Just this greedy slime ball.
Guy he likes his 50, and he likes his 50,
and he lies. And he
thinks he's going to be famous like Jose Baez.
Say that Brian was grieving. He did say that.
Yes, he did. And then he covered it.
Yeah.
Then he covered it and said that he had been with Chris and Roberta and using that word all day. So he misspoke.
No.
What?
No. That's not
I mean,
true.
just because someone is grieving doesn't mean they're grieving over a death. It could be the end of a relationship, whatever.
Did Brian's parents tell him that Brian killed Gabby? Is that why he was?
No idea.
See, none of us know.
I mean, we don't know what Brian's.
We will never really know anything when it comes to the Laundries because you know why? They will never speak. They will never talk. They will never say a word. They will never do an interview. They will.
I have a feeling they're going to just disappear.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to hear anything from them.
I can't understand that. They just.
I can't either.
And that is why, unfortunately, I don't feel bad for them because it just to me seems, and it doesn't matter what I think or what I don't. They don't know me. I'm not going to go harass them. I don't know them, but I don't feel bad. Your son killed another girl, and he ran, and he was a coward about it, and he killed himself. Yeah, you lost somebody. I'm sorry that you lost your son, but he killed someone. And you let him go.
I think that if he told his parents, and I have my reasons for thinking this, I think he would tell his mother. And it's very kind of clear that she's been pulling the strings from the beginning.
I think he's
really.
Boy too.
I'm just looking. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at what JoJo just said.
Never trust a man with a shiny head.
I think if he told anybody, he told his mother, and then bits and pieces to his father.
He seemed like he was ready to crack, where Roberta was like, nope. And
she's made of stone.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, why would that's another good point too. Why would they lawyer up right away?
exactly. When someone's like,
He
"Hey,
didn't
where's my
tell them.
kid?"
Literally right
Talk
away.
to my lawyer.
Yeah,
That immediately must have went.
that's
Oh
the
Ding,
red
ding.
my
flags.
God.
Red flags.
Especially with Gabby's father being a cop. Like, you
knows.
just
He's
told
not
a
dumb.
cop.
Oh,
I'm sorry?
He is a cop?
Yeah.
Or wait, no.
Did not.
Or is he a
Firefighter.
firefighter? Sorry,
Oh,
my
okay.
bad.
Okay.
My mistake.
Okay.
But still,
But
he works with.
that's still that community of people, firefighters.
Yeah,
and
they
police
work
officers.
closely together
Yeah, they
sometimes.
do.
I wonder. I just, we're never gonna know. But if anything comes of this, I hope that there's an overhaul with at least that particular police department. And maybe they all need a really good retraining course.
And maybe you need to get rid of the guy who is the commissioner. I guess that's who that
Yeah,
was.
the commissioner, the
He
higher
needs to go
ups.
bye-bye.
And I had also read that this one made me think as well. So why did the lawyer call the FBI and not the local police to report Brian missing? The
I didn't-
FBI supposedly
Oh,
wasn't.
FBI. Yeah.
Yep.
That's federal,
But-
isn't it?
Yeah, but why wouldn't you call the local police? Even as well, both of them, because it came out, again, don't know if this is true or not, but it looks like the FBI was not sharing information with Northport. Like just bits and pieces. But who knows? They'll never tell the truth anyways.
No, she's absolutely right, unfortunately. Oh,
But
shit.
what
I just
can you
remembered
do?
something. I know. I mean, like for me, there's just no going on and talking about this anymore because we're never going to know the truth, and I have my own personal opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are starting to lead towards, wait a second, this is not looking right. This is not
going to
kosher.
be a
The
made
timeline and everything that they have said and things that have
And that
come
they
out.
changed.
Like he ran away, but yet his Mustang was in there. But why? He left the back. He left with his backpack and left the house. He did not drive in the Mustang. So why was the Mustang at the park? That doesn't make
And
sense to me.
Why did they arrange for the cops to go at a specific time, which would have been 6:15? Do you tell them what time you're coming to see if Brian's there? Huh? Like that just, so obviously if he was there, he's not going to be there when you get there. You gave him the time.
Well, they've messed up so many times, the cops,
Oh yeah.
not just in Florida, but in it's been
And that happens,
crazy.
I'm sure, all over the nation, likely
sure.
smaller incidents, and it's kept quiet. And again, remember, money makes a big deal. Who owes you a favor? She used to work for the DA in New York.
Right. Well, this
Chris
has
is the
been
next
a
cop.
shit show from the beginning, hasn't it? It's been a
Sorry?
shit show it's been a shit show
Oh,
from
yeah.
the beginning.
Oh,
It's like, let's
I mean,
throw shit at the wall and see what sticks.
and that is why everybody wants to watch the train wreck, and that's what it was. It still is.
No, and the train
Or
wreck's
we're-
not over. It's still,
We're still talking about it here, and you know what? And it's like
but it's
I
hard
think-
not to talk about it because it's everywhere. It's
we
yeah.
were looking for, everybody was watching for a month, and then we come back with this crazy idea that his
you're
parents go in
invested-
by themselves and they find it with one lonely reporter to capture the
Within a
moment.
very short
of
We're
them
amount of
more
finding it.
invested when we have when we see, like with Shanann Watts. Okay, we saw a lot of videos of her, and with Gabby Petito, we saw a lot of videos of her because she blogged with her van. So I think you get more invested in a crime
You
victim
get to kind of see how someone is.
when you see
or
how they
a
are,
fake
you see
persona.
their personality. You know what I mean? Like that's my opinion, anyways. And that's why I think
It's a pretty good one.
So,
I mean, but here's the thing. Anytime anybody's going to hit record, you are on your best behavior because you know you are being recorded,
right.
or even a picture. That's why social media is such a bitch, is especially if you're someone who's sick at home and you feel like you're lonely and you go and you see everybody happy.
And
They're
you measure yourself
phony.
up too.
They're all phone. It's all bullshit, because guess what? There's more going on. It's one moment in time that you're like, all right, just smile and look good. You know?
Yeah, they have the perfect body, the perfect house, the perfect life. When really,
No, it
they
wasn't.
probably don't.
I agree. I totally agree. And that's why a lot when it comes to social media, like, and I'd be one of the first ones who agree. Like I'll go and I am, you guys know how I am, and and I'll see my friends doing stuff, and I'll be like, well, why didn't anyone ask me? And then I think about it, and I go, well, you can't stand all day, idiot. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I can't stand all day and think of myself. And of course, I wouldn't invite myself because they know that there's no place that I can sit.
Right.
Yeah. So they're
Mhm.
trying to be considerate, but at the same time, it's like, well, hey, what about me?
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I
Mhm.
get it. But I'm going to hop down and
Okay,
have a good day.
Remy,
Carla,
thanks
thank
for
you for letting
hopping
me up.
I haven't seen you in ages, and glad
Yeah, I'm around.
say something in the chat. I'm going to mod you up.
Alrighty, I'll do that. I'm just gonna,
All right.
if I exit, you know how StreamYards is.
Yeah.
Alrighty, bye guys.
All
Bye,
right.
Ginger.
I hope you're feeling good, Remy.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
all right. One day at a time. You know how it goes.
Exactly.
That's what we
Exactly.
all have
Alrighty.
to do. Nellie
Bye,
Kelly
guys.
makes a good point. She goes, there will never be answers, and that for what
There
has
won't.
happened can never be undone. Pray Gabby's family can find some kind of peace. Rest
Hold
in
on one
peace,
second.
Gabby. Oh, thank you, Samara. Sweetheart.
Sorry, my kept saying like my battery was running low. I'm like, I have my battery plugged in. What are you talking about? It wasn't completely fully plugged in, so I had to replug it. So,
Oh,
but
my
hey, question for you:
what?
did you like it? Did you like the Squid Game?
Oh my God.
Don't talk about it, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who have.
But I didn't like the violence. Okay.
Oh well, yeah, that was a
I
little rough.
liked the relationships and the interaction with the people in there. And the ending was a total shock to me. Totally.
Right.
I'm
I
very,
know.
very, very shocked. And I like when I'm shocked, I don't see something coming. Yeah.
The first movie that ever did that to me was The Sixth Sense. I was like,
Oh yeah,
no.
I had no clue. But then at the end, when they go backwards and
And they keep shit right. You're like,
then you're
oh
like,
my
right? Why didn't
God.
I figure this out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great. It's a great. That's a great movie. That
Yeah.
was always a great movie.
yeah. That was one of the all-time great movies.
Yeah. M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night. Oh, Shyamalan.
No, M. Night Shyamalan.
I actually looked that name up on how to pronounce it.
M. Night Shyamalan.
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 Shyamalan. Oh yes, it is. Go look it up. Look it up on how to pronounce it. I looked it up because I didn't know how to pronounce it.
If not, everybody in the world has been calling him M. Night Shyamalan.
I know people call him that.
But actually, a lot of
Like his name.
people around here call him M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. So
Shyamalan. I know he's from Philadelphia.
Philly, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I told you about my run-in with him. It's kind of embarrassing now that I think about it.
I wanted to look it up because his name was so I could never say it. Like I would just say M. Night because I could never say his name. So I typed in how to pronounce M. Night Shyamalan.
Shyamalan.
I know you say it that way. I swear to God.
And this is The Wired. Hi, I'm M. Night Shyamalan.
Ha! Did you hear that? Hold on.
Yes,
Hear this. Ready?
No.
Ready? And this is M. Night Shyamalan. So he's going to tell you.
Hi, I'm M. Night Shyamalan, and this is the Wired
Oh
Auto
my
Complete.
God. That's not how they say it, though.
But that's how he says it.
I know
His
that's how-
name.
That's how he says it. But when I looked it up, that's how they said M. Night Shyamalan or whatever.
Well, it's Shy Amalan. Yeah, well, yeah, but it's, he pronounces M.
Yeah,
Night
that's how he
Shyamalan.
pronounces it. Yeah.
Correcto.
But that's why
Correcto.
people don't believe everything you see online, because not everything you see is.
No, honest to God, though, don't believe your television set.
But believe me, trust me,
Seriously.
when I say watch the Squid Games, because my husband even said, "What are you watching?" When he came home from work yesterday, and I go, "I'm watching the Squid Games." He goes, "That's what I'm hearing at work." He said, "Everybody's telling me that I have to watch the Squid Games." So I showed him a little piece of what I was watching. It was when they were doing one of the games, and he was like, "Oh, that's interesting," because you know how men are.
I'm so, I find it's, I couldn't imagine being put in a scenario like that you would do that. But
Yeah.
the fact of the matter is, like, just watching it, and you get to know the protagonist very well. And
there was another surprise at the end too.
Yes, there's two. There are two.
Yeah,
Yes,
there's
there
a couple of surprises in there.
there are. Yes, there are. And it is way open for a new one. So
Yeah.
Way.
Yeah, so there will be a season. They left it open.
Absolutely.
And I think he will be in the guy, the star from the first one will be in the second one, because
Someone was just saying that the Squid, and I do not believe this at all, but someone was saying this show saved Netflix due to the Dave Chappelle stuff. Like, seriously, man, if anybody watched the last Dave Chappelle, he wasn't really busting on everybody. He was kind of explaining things on how he sees things, and that he's not this person that people think, and yet they want to destroy this guy. I'm sorry. I think, if you ask me, I think Dave Chappelle's the GOAT when it comes to comedy. That's just me, though.
I don't even know about that. I don't pay attention to that stuff.
I love Dave Chappelle. Love him. I love stand-up comedy. He is one of the funniest, and that's the truth. With these days and times coming around, you can't even joke anymore, and it's getting annoying.
Everything's like not politically correct.
Oh, fuck the politically correct. Sorry, Carla.
No,
But
yeah, no, that's the what do you call it? The what do you call them?
Social justice warriors?
No, not social justice warriors. Bleeding hearts. Like everything's not bleeding hearts.
Okay.
Bleeding heart liberals. Okay.
It's everybody's shamed.
It doesn't matter when you say the things that you grew up with, you can't say anymore.
I am not a part of any party, really. I'm a libertarian, because I don't want to be a part of a Republican, or I don't want to. I am not a part of a party. I'm so sick of politics. But the fact of the matter is, I have a governor. All right. And he got up, and this is what he said about the guy he was going against. Because why? He's a Republican. He fucking painted a brush on everybody who was a conservative in this state as a white supremacist. Fuck that guy. I cannot believe he said that. And if anybody votes for that fucking Murphy, I'm sorry. I'm already.
I know you're not a fan.
But that he called. If you don't vote for me, you are voting for white supremacy with this guy. I could not believe my ears when I heard him say that. That's why I posted it up yesterday, because I'm like, could you imagine? Could you imagine?
Nope.
Could you imagine a Republican trying to paint a brush on Democrats? Could
No.
you imagine? No. I'm just, it's just absolutely, I was, yeah.
You're going to have some bad weather in New Jersey too. It's
We
coming.
already had it. It's kind
Oh,
of clearing up now.
I
I had to
thought-
drive both. I drove my oldest to the bus stop at 6:50 this morning, and then I drove my
They're
youngest
talking
and her
about
friend.
flooding though. They're
to
talking
school.
about it flooding.
I
and
drove them
stuff
to
there.
school. Oh, I can barely hear you. Hold on. You
They're
hear me?
talking about, yeah, they're talking about flooding and stuff. They were talking about it on the news today.
Yeah, but it's not that bad at the moment, and it's not. I do not believe it's supposed to rain. I think it's supposed to stop because my dog won't go out. She hates the rain, so she hasn't peed since last night. I'm like, how is she living? Well, it
We're
looks like
supposed to
it's
get some snow, I think.
not. Oh, not here. It's 57. It's going up to the 60s.
Well, yeah, not today.
So by 11 o'clock, it should taper off. By noon, it should be gone. So it wasn't. The roads, from what my husband was saying, is he had to go to work beyond early. He had to be at work by 5. So,
Oh my God, that's so
yeah.
early.
Yeah, he had to be at work really early today.
Oh yeah.
So
you're right.
he had said the roads were horrible when he went to work. So I mean, it was still
No, the high today is only going to be 48.
Oh,
not
see,
warm.
it's going to the 60s here.
Oh, that's nice.
Damn it.
Yeah, but they were talking about the Jersey Shore and saying that there's going to be big waves and stuff.
I don't know. Yesterday, he decided to call a state of emergency before anything even happened.
I hate when they do that.
Like my mother-in-law,
Get you all worked up, and
she's
then
like,
it's nothing.
why is Phil Murphy declaring a state of emergency and nothing's even happened yet? I said, because he's crazy. That's
Because he's an idiot.
yeah, because he's trying to get as much.
Because he's a
money as-
moron.
Oh, come on, keep it going. Yeah, we can idiotic, all of it. I mean, I'm sorry, the billionaire politicians need to fucking go. I'm out with that shit, man. I am so done. I'm so sick of the whole woke crap. Oh my God. Y'all need to just freaking get a grip in life, learn how to cope. There's no coping skills these days. These kids do not know how to cope. So because they don't know how to cope, and that's what I'm trying to teach my kids, is how to cope, because they don't.
Right.
That's probably one of the biggest
They've
problems.
never had to. They've never had
Well,
to.
well, no, there's just so much thrown at them that they, and everything in school is so PC, and to the point of a lot of things that is taught to them is not necessarily true. And as our job, it's not like they don't definitely follow, like I would say, a party and do anything like that. But when you're asking kids that are in 4th grade, what's your pronoun? 4th grade.
Oh I have a problem with that. Yeah. White people are going extinct, so like I don't know about that. That's a little
You're
extreme.
roboting.
Am I really? Might be my internet.
I don't know if it's for me. I don't know if it's for me.
It might be my internet. It might be my internet. Might be my internet.
Let me see.
Am I still roboting?
Slightly.
Oh.
Am I wrong? Or is it just me that
Am I
that I'm hearing?
roboting? Guys, can you hear? Can you tell me? Press a 1 if I'm roboting. Now I'll go out and come back in.
You there?
He said we both sound fine.
What did he say?
He said we both sound fine.
Then it's probably me. Hold on 1 second. I just need to take in and out my earphones. All
Okay.
right. How's that?
It sound you've always sounded good to me. I didn't hear no roboting from you. How about me? Hi, Jessica. Jessica said we both sound fine too. Am I still roboting?
No, it's not that you're roboting. It's just my headphones suck. That's all.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. But
Oh yeah.
I am going to probably have to jump down now because
Yeah, I'm gonna probably end this. It's almost been an hour and a half, and you know me, anything over an hour, and I'm like, I have stuff to do too. And
thankfully I don't have to go out in the rain. That's
I
all I
need to
care
call
about.
Joy sometime today because she asked me to call her. She has some idea, maybe something to do with Halloween. So
What I've been doing, I'm going around and looking at houses that are really decorated pretty cool
oh,
and
there's
like taking pictures.
yeah.
And I'm just gonna put them up in my little Halloween video. That's gonna be the video I'm gonna make
Oh, that's cool.
because some of these houses around here are just unbelievable. I can't, like, honest to God, the people go this crazy for Halloween blows my mind.
That's cool.
But see, although in my house, my whole house is so decorated for fall. Like I have leaves and pumpkins and Scentsies and lots. I have a lot of also Mickeys. Like I have a Mickey pumpkin and Mickey scarecrows because my kids are really into Mickey Mouse and I haven't gotten rid of them yet because they still look good. But I think by next year, I think Mickey's going to go.
Why not?
Because we're all getting a little bit older here. It's okay. I kind of like it.
We're not growing older. We just get better.
That's okay.
We just age.
As I kept saying at my friend, I'm 29. What are you talking about?
That's what my brother said to me on my birthday. He goes, my sister, happy 29th birthday. And I said, yeah, it's been 29 for a couple of years now.
a couple decades it's been 29 for me. But I'm 46. I'm not. It does not faze me. It doesn't bother me to tell people what my age is.
I don't tell anybody my age. None of it.
It doesn't bother me. It's not something.
It doesn't bother me. My age doesn't bother me. I just don't discuss it. You know, I don't even discuss it with my kids. I don't even think my kids know how old I am.
Oh, stop it. They got to.
I don't think they do. I really don't.
So every time you had a birthday, no one talked about your age?
No, we never did. The same with my mom. I never knew how old she was, ever. And she just never talked about it. Never been like
I'm not saying that's just weird to me. I mean, my God.
I don't know. We just never talked about it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Only because, like, I know my dad's turning 80 this year. My mom's like, what? She'll be 76. No, she'll be 77 coming up. Yeah, my dad's in his 80s. So, and we always put the birthday and what your age is. I know everybody's age.
It's actually it's not that word. Terry didn't even know how. No, I just doxed my husband. How old his mother was until she died, because she had her birth date listed a different year than what she actually was born. Hi, woodworking dude. Than her actual birth date. So he never knew her age either. Or they thought they knew her age, but they didn't find out how old she truly was until she passed away.
There would be no way because of the way that I'm in the hospital and you have to give your name, your date, your birth date constantly.
Right.
The world knows my birth date.
That's true.
It's just for us. It was never anything.
That doesn't bother me. It's just that we don't discuss it. We never do. I'm old. Let's just say it that way.
You are not old now. Just stop that.
I'm old, but I can still wear those.
You're retro.
Those cool jeans. Okay.
You're retro.
I'm retro. Yeah.
You're retro.
I'm
vintage.
like a fine wine. You age.
We're
nicely aged. Whatever.
Are you like? I mean, when I told you about the party that I went to, like, it was such a perfect party for adults. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
none of us wanted to sit there and, like, slam a beer. No, we're too old for that kind of stuff. But this was so awesome, and that's why I enjoyed it, because it was very adult, very perfect for an adult. I'm like, I'm not young anymore. I can't do this crazy young stuff anymore. So I don't even try because it hurts too much.
It's nice for you to get out and have fun. I'm glad.
You know what? It's been a long time. Like I said, it was a really, 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 really long time that my husband
Did you
and
get tipsy? Did you get tipsy?
No, I wasn't even tipsy. I
Oh,
really
no.
wasn't. Maybe I might have felt slightly better because I had two of those. I had two of those bees knees. So
Okay.
yeah, if I would have kept drinking those bees knees, no, they were so.
Now I'm
They're
gonna
the
have
kind
to
of
look
stuff
up
that
what bees knees is. What
it
kind of drink
is.
that is.
It is gin, honey, and
Ooh,
lemon.
that sounds good.
Gin, honey, and lemon. And I
Wow.
didn't know what to think. I'm like, it's strong, but it was good. But I knew if I, had more than two of those, and see, I haven't seen my friend Jackie in a couple of years. It was like so amazing to see her, and she's getting married. I can't wait. We're going to the Finger Lakes tonight for their wedding, and any rate, she's like, "Oh boy, these are strong." And the two of us are looking at each other like, you know what? I'm like, you know how many days and times that we've done this that we were like, we're going to be in so much trouble. We cannot be in trouble. And the funny thing is that I'm watching her. I'm like, I saw her easily go up and get 5 bees knees. I'm like, oh my god, I'd be dead on the floor.
Oh yeah.
And I did not want to do that. I did not want to do that to my husband. I did not want to get drunk and be responsible to be getting in the car
But
and
he
get
can
mad
drink
at me.
beer, right? He can drink beer. Your husband can.
Oh yeah, he could drink
Or was
beer,
he
but
having drinks? Was he drinking drinks?
no, he was drinking one of the Manhattans that they were having. There was like special kind of
Ooh,
Manhattans. So
yeah.
he was it, and because we tipped her well, because it was in somebody's house, so we weren't expecting to tip someone, but I did have some cash and I tipped her. So every time Jason's hand was empty, she came back and gave him another drink and would give him
So did
she's
they
like,
hire someone to go to their house and serve you guys like that?
yes, they hired a bartender.
Wow, that's
They hired
something.
they hired
That's like
caterers,
upper class.
and they hired a jazz band.
Wow. Well, I saw
It,
the jazz band in your
the jazz band was cool. Like that was cool for me. Like
So how many people showed up? I mean, how many people were there?
it wasn't that big of a party. It was kind of a small party. There was about maybe I would say about 25 to 30 of us. That's about it.
Well, that's a pretty big party. Like for a
Well,
private house.
we've been to house parties where there's been hundreds. That's why I guess.
Oh my God. Never. I've never been to a house.
Yeah, when you open a door and a chicken walks out of somebody's house, now you're like, what is going on here?
Good Lord.
That has happened to me. I've opened the door and a chicken walked out of the house. Apparently, somebody said, and sorry, Samara's going to go nuts about this one. This was a long time ago, but somebody set chickens loose in this guy's house during a party, like as a joke.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
There were chickens. There were chickens.
Hilarious.
And the cops, somebody honestly called the cops. And no, this was the funniest part because I'm standing there and he's looking around. He goes, there are chickens at this party. Like the cop is dying. So
Are they laying eggs?
And he comes up to us and we're in our 20s and he's like, all right, look, who can I, if I get in regular clothes, can I come back?
Oh my God.
We're like, yeah, we're easily going to be going till 5 a.m. Easy. So he's like, all right. And they did. They went home, put on their regular clothes when they were done their shift and came back to the party.
Now, was this in your younger days or was this after?
Yes.
Oh,
much younger days.
Pre-marriage.
Yes. I had a guy and a friend who was known for throwing the best parties. So anytime he had a party, everybody got just so excited because he would always try to outdo himself.
Oh, cool.
And the parties that he has had were nuts, just crazy. And when I'm telling you hundreds, 200 to 300 people would show up. Oh yeah.
Wow.
It was nuts, but he had a huge yard. That's why. So
you were inside and outside. It wasn't just
you could be inside and outside. Yes, he used to have New Year's Eve parties, Halloween parties was a big one that he had.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Does he still do them?
Yeah, but I think a little bit more on the adult side. Like we did do something back in, I think it was for me, the last time I did this was 2015, where we did something called Tour de Shore. What Tour de Shore was basically a bar hopping, but you dressed up as a team. Your team had a theme. It was a huge competition, and it was a scavenger hunt. So
Oh.
everybody rented bikes. You went from bar to bar to bar to bar, all the way from Avalon to Stone Harbor and back. Not only that, like we would have squirt guns and things.
Uh-huh.
This was this was a Sunday afternoon, by the way. Like we would do
Right.
this, and like the cops would fill up our guns for us, like from the fire hydrant, so we have water to shoot each other. It was hilarious. And then one year, what happened was everybody was coming out of the one place, and the Avalon police are very, very strict. So what they did was everybody who got on a bike and came out at the bar, they tested. If you were drunk, you got a DUI on the bike. So then once that happened, the bike part of it ended, and then it was only on foot. So they only kept it in Avalon so we wouldn't get in trouble, but we could not use bikes anymore.
Wow.
Yes. So I did that one last time in 2015, and that was my last. Absolutely. Too old.
Jeez. So is there any mug shots of you out there?
Me?
Yeah.
No,
You'll never tell.
no, not at all.
Oh my goodness. Joyce.
The always good thing is, you become the friends of the police. You become their friends. You don't make them angry with you. Although I've had cops mad at me before.
Yeah, I've heard
never-
those stories.
never really arrested. So, but mugged. I was mugged. I did tell you about that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that was. I have weird, strange experiences. Like, why am I? We talked about this. Why am I still alive? I shouldn't be. I should not be here, but I am. So it's just interesting because and it's not like things that I did that were like crazy parties, just like crazy accidents that somehow I survived.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm meant to be here right now.
You
For whatever
are meant to
reason.
be here. Of course
Obviously.
you are.
Well, when I'm realizing it, the rain has stopped. So my poor dog is probably still holding it, although she's sound asleep. She has not been out since Jason's like, gotta let the dog out. She would not go. She is terrified of rain.
That's weird. I never known a dog that was terrified of rain.
Rain, and because once it starts to thunder, and last night I'm laying there and I heard rumbles, and I'm like, Jason, you better get the dog out now. I said it's starting to thunder. He's like, cursed and trying to get her out. I'm seeing bolts of lightning as he's walking the dog. I'm like, oh my God, he's going to get hit by lightning. I'm like, the dog's probably freaking out, which she was by the time she came home. And we gave her one of her thunder pills, and she's been sleeping, but she did eat her breakfast this morning. So I got to get her out, but she's not begging by no means.
Oh,
But thanks for having me up. I wasn't
Hey,
expecting to come up today at all, but
no
and I really
problem.
wasn't expecting any more laundry
you
talk.
can return the favor. I'll go up on your panel when you go live. So
That would be wonderful. It's
Yeah.
easier to bounce off of somebody than yourself.
it's like fun for me to be on someone else's panel. Like it was kind of cool to be on Marissa's panel. I
didn't even know
No,
she went live yesterday
yeah.
at all.
Yeah, she did. And I
But
just stood up for a little bit.
I told you how tired I was, so I was like laying down for most of the day and kind of took a small
I just
little
took
nap.
a break from the Squid Games, and then I saw she was live, so I went in there and did my duty as a wrench.
Thanks,
And
Judy.
then she asked me to go up and
Give it your
the
opinion.
the Walmart greeter and greeting people. You go into her chat. So
I don't think there's going to be any more from this story. I don't think we're going to find anything else. I think filled with lies.
Yeah, I think
I don't think anybody, unfortunately, the police nor the FBI care about the inconsistencies that are being told. Obviously, no one seems to care that the inconsistencies that are being told. So that's just the only thing. I'm just confused, really.
yeah, I think everybody is. Everybody is. It's been like kind of wild.
Like
So-
I said, too many coincidences, and the timeline just doesn't add up.
Oh my God. Lou. He said, "How did you hear Pandora signed up for Squid Games?"
Oh no!
Oh my gosh. That's
Oh,
funny.
sorry, Pandora, but you
Richard
will not make
Goldberg's
it through
gonna
the
be
first
mad at
round.
me because I read that out loud.
I don't think she gives a shit. Honest to
That's her
God,
boyfriend.
people have
I
enough to
don't think
say
she
about her.
does either.
Honest to God, she was. I remember when she first came back around as Pandora Box. I'm like, all right, I'll give her a second chance, and I did. Then I'm like, nah, yeah, no, he hasn't
Yeah,
changed.
I want nothing to do with her.
No.
Well,
And the
people
thing is, if I don't
hang out
talk,
there.
I go where I like to go. I like the people.
Yeah,
I like
me too.
people like you and Remy and Shaz and Samar. People who've been here that I've known for
Yeah.
years, which is
Yeah.
crazy. And like we really don't know a whole lot. Like
No.
I know that Remy and I go through similar stomach issues, and I know that we don't have the same thing, but she has a lot of stomach issues just like I do. It doesn't make it
Right.
any worse or any better just because mine's gastroparesis or whatever hers may
Uh-huh.
be. There's so many reasons why people may have stomach issues or whatever, but
Exactly.
I have a bond with a lot of people in here, and I don't want to lose that bond. And that's why I'm still here. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
there are
me
times I'm like,
too. There's
do I want to
been-
leave? Do I want to go? Maybe I'm going to go. And you're like, there are still people I really, really, really like. I
yeah.
really like. So
Me
I
too. There's like, and some people will say, "Why do you go in that chat?" Because there's people in there that I like.
and not
It's
only
not
that,
because
like
them.
I am disabled. I am not a person who was meant to be at home. I'm not that person. I
Right.
should be at work right now, but my body chose a different direction. And like I say, I like to say I think I'm reliable, but unfortunately, the shell that I live in is not reliable,
Right.
which drives me nuts
Right.
because my head wants one thing, but my body can only do something else.
Yeah.
Just
I gotcha.
it's just frustrating. That's all. And there are people in the world who deal with way worse, way worse. And we lost 2 really amazing people over the weekend. We lost Gunther.
Who's that?
Gunther from Friends, who played Gunther.
Who is that?
Did you ever watch Friends?
Yes.
Do you remember Gunther, who worked in the coffee shop with the real blonde hair?
Oh, really? He passed away?
He passed away over the weekend, and
Of what?
apparently
COVID?
cancer. I think cancer. No,
Oh,
cancer.
goodness.
And same with the other guy from Bosom Buddies. Not
I
Tom
never
Hanks.
watched that show.
You never watched it?
No.
His name was it Henry? Hold on. And then I'll let you go because I said I would let you go like 5 minutes ago. Oh, Peter Scolari.
No.
Peter Scolari. Yep.
Oh, no.
He died on Friday.
Really? From what?
Cancer.
Good Lord, I hate that cancer.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm gonna close.
Oh,
down.
thanks everybody. Thanks everybody for
Hey,
coming
everybody.
in.
Thank you all for coming in. Love you all.
Yeah, look, thanks for listening to us. We're
just like
nothing that we're saying is that we know. Yeah, we don't say anything. Nothing I'm saying I know for certain. I'm only giving you a guesstimation of what's happening. Doesn't mean I definitely know what's happening for certain.
Yeah.
And now the gypsy dog needs to go out. Right, Gypsy?
Okay. All right.
All right.
Love you.
Love you too. I'm sure I'll see you somewhere this afternoon, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Of course.
All
All
right.
right. Bye, everyone.
Bye. You guys have a great, awesome, wonderful day. And I'll see you maybe tomorrow, hopefully. See if I can get up. Bye.